Hello. Today is June 27th. I've not been on camera or video in a little bit, maybe a week and a half. And I'm seeing a lot of stories going on. I've been troubled with this country for some time. Uh, Things I see uh, trouble me. Uh, the last 6, 7 years, I had not had cable TV because I found a lot of networks where all they did was repeat programs, and when you see something a dozen times, it essentially, uh, for me, uh, limits my brain function and doesn't allow me to think the way I feel I should. So I gave up cable about 6, 7 years ago, and recently my cable provider gave me a deal in which I'd pay the same amount of money and I'd be able to watch the most basic cable. And my idea was that I would be able to watch sports because I enjoy watching games. And that brought some of that back, but in doing that, and when I re-engage with TV, to my horror, the influx of reality TV and how inherently idiotic it is, and a lot of the local news focuses on things with celebrities and nonsensical stories that I had, I have no interest in and do not affect me or the country or my community. Meanwhile, I am seeing a rise in violence, and the rise in violence has come with the rise with the installation of Obamacare and how it has limited people's ability to work. They're struggling more to make their bills. Many of the things they need, say medically or family wise, are out of reach. And in the last year, there has been a rise of absolute violence that doesn't rival the Wild West. It outdoes the Wild West because most of those westerns were overblown. There was not nearly as much gunplay. People struggled with more things and worrying about what their neighbor did. And with the influx of phones and knowing what everyone is doing and need to know, need for the media to put that out there, I think it has affected a lot of people in a negative manner. Just in the last few months, there have been shootings on highways for no reason whatsoever. You know, and people just taking random pot shots, and the infrastructure within my state, Michigan, is eroded to the point where you have flood water concerns, and I would think that those kind of concerns would be countrywide because I can't imagine that any community is did anything to upgrade their water system in the last 50 or 60 years. I just don't see it. There may be many that have, but the majority have not. You have politicians sitting in office, feeling wise, saying one thing and then doing another. This country is being led down a path that is going to be its destruction. I'm at an age where I really, honestly, human life does not, it's not everlasting. I know in the next 15, 20 years, I may be gone. I don't want to die, but that's a reality. Unfortunately, people who can make life better for others are doing so. The people who have power and influence build pretty fancy buildings for big companies and do nothing for the community. Um, People need to reach within themselves and improve their own communities. The government isn't going to do it for you. They're not going to do anything for anybody. People have to reconnect with each other. Get away from the boob tube, get away from the social media. You have to get away from it. It These are things that are going to enslave us to the people who are making horrible decisions. Local news, for the most part, is unwatchable. Gone are the days when we had men like Walter Cronkite, local men like Bill Bonds, legendary guys like J.B. McCarthy. People in the media nowadays, they're just out to collect a check. They're not out to make the public aware of anything or try to affect things in a better way. They're as disgusted as we are. And until people make a move to improve their communities, to reach out to others, this whole black versus white thing, I don't I don't dislike black people. I'm white. I don't dislike Muslims. I do not dislike Asians, Hispanics. I was raised in a predominantly white neighborhoods, and over the years, I have gotten to know people of other ethnic backgrounds. They're humans. Yes, you may feel uncomfortable at first when you're first starting to meet somebody of a different culture and they have different customs that you don't understand. But when you talk to them, you gain a new perspective. And instead of listening to somebody be portrayed as Muslim and thinking they're a terrorist, think think more along the line. This person is descended from the Middle East. Not everyone from there is violent. Not every black person is a thug. Not there are no stereotypes on people anymore. Everyone wants a better life. The people who are committing crimes are the people who don't have any direction, don't have anyone who can guide them. They're angry, they're upset. There's a lot of vile things that happen in this world. We need to start looking out for our fellow man. I'm disgusted, and that's why I'm doing this video, and I'm going to keep doing them, and hopefully I can help some people find a moral compass if they have questions and ways that maybe they can improve themselves, maybe I can create a Facebook community where people who have legitimate concerns about one thing or another can reach out somewhere and find the answer they need to lose that anger, lose that hatred. Yes, there are vile white people. Yes, there are vile black people. Yes, there are vile Muslims. It's a matter of good people versus bad people. And back in the day, when you watch westerns, and it's the best analogy I can come up with is the good guys wore the white hats, the bad guys wore the black hats. It's no longer that way. And people aren't so willing to define themselves one way or another. Well, I'm going to break that mold. I want to be an agent of change. I'm tired of seeing people suffer. The important thing is we have to look out for each other. The government isn't going to do it. Living on government assistance is not going to do it. Whether you're black, white, whatever, it doesn't matter. Opening up our own businesses, helping out a neighbor who is overwhelmed because maybe they don't have a husband or a wife and they have kids. They've lost their spouse and they're overwhelmed. These are things that people need to understand. And looking the other way doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you a good person either. We as people, not as Americans, as people, need to regain our humanity. It means letting people know if you know someone's struggling with addiction or grief or some other thing where they can get some help and sort through whatever it is that troubles them. You do it. It's what you're supposed to do. It's, whether you believe in Buddha, you believe in God, whether or not you don't believe, The important thing is to reach out that hand, that fellow human. This bullshit of everything being a white problem or a black problem or an Arabic problem. It's a human problem. Humans created it. Humans can resolve it. Instead of being lazy and pointing fingers and saying, this one did that and this one did this, that's being a coward. People are not cowards. If you flash light onto the things that you fear, you gain courage, you gain strength, you gain the ability to overcome that which is holding you back. I know some people may not even react to this video. I don't care. I'm getting this out because it pisses me off that people go, it's a white thing, it's an Arabic thing, it's a black thing. No, it's a human thing. Humans created it. Humans can fix it. And greed or anything else, we have to speak up. There are things such as an entitled white guy getting off after raping a girl because it would hurt his future. What about her future? And what about the two football players from Alabama that were caught with guns? One of the guns was a stolen gun, and the judge let them off because he didn't want to ruin their future. What were those guys doing with those guns? Was there a mistake in the investigation? Who knows? But you don't let people that are doing dangerous things to other people or carrying around illegal objects just walk away without any sort of punishment. You have to instill discipline in people in order to shape character and the ability to show empathy to another person. When you let a person off from their actions without any sort of punishment, you teach them nothing. And the victims are left to feel powerless that they will get any justice at all. I'm just about out of rant for today, but myself personally, I think that if you live in this country and you're holding a one person of color more responsible than another for the shape this country is in, I think it's reprehensible. I think you need to take a bigger look in the mirror. Each of us is responsible. Be courageous enough to know when we've made mistakes. When someone of our race, which race really It doesn't exist because we're all one species. We're all humans. Hold people accountable from your own community in which you identify, whether it be Arabic, white, Muslim. Dismissing behavior that is inappropriate and illegal allows the behavior to continue. That is the end of my rant for today. Thank you.